Hey fam, it's your girl, 4C Hair Chick here. In today's video, I'm going to talk to you about how I detangled my hair when I wore it in an unstretched ponytail. And I'm also going to explain to you why I detangled it the way that I did. Okay, so for those of you who have not been to my channel before, in my previous video, I wore my hair in a ponytail without stretching my hair first. And as a result of doing that, my hair got extremely tangled, it was matted, and it was just a nightmare to detangle. So I'm going to walk you through in this video how I ended up detangling it that night and the reason why I did it that way. So that night, when I decided to detangle my hair, I decided to do so on dry hair. Because I wanted to minimize the amount of breakage that I had, knowing my hair was so incredibly tangled. I'm not sure how many of you have read this book. It's called Grow It, and it's an awesome book. I bought it when I first went natural. When I first went natural, I just wanted to research and soak up everything I could about natural hair. So I started reading natural hair books, I started going to classes, I was not only on YouTube, but I was going to things about hair so I could better understand why I needed to do certain things to my hair. It's kind of like with math, you know, if you need to do a math problem, it best serves you to understand the why behind what you're doing so that you can come to a formula or a process on your own. Anyway, this book is really good, and I want to read to you some information out of a section in here. She did a whole section about detangling your hair. So she says, whether your hair is in a natural or straightened state, it is best to begin the detangling process when the hair is dry. Detangling should be done without wetting the hair and using only your fingers. She also goes on to say the reason for dry detangling is for you to determine where your hair is tangled. Because my hair was so knotted and tangled that evening, my primary focus was to just reduce the amount of breakage I had experienced. And for me, when I wet my hair, it's really hard for me to feel where the tangles are. And so I took the author's advice and I decided to detangle on dry hair. So what I did was I did very small sections. So I'm going to show you. I would finger part, and if I met resistance with my hair, then I would make the section smaller. Once I had a section of hair, I would feel through the hair and identify where the tangle was, and I would do that until I kind of knew where my tangles were. At that point, I came back through with rosemary water. So this is water with rosemary essence in it. And I just spritzed the hair. I'm talking about just a very light spritz. So I spritzed it just a little bit. Mind you, I had used Eco Styler gel and I had left in a ton of conditioner. So the spritzing essentially softened it a little bit. Then I came back through with oil. Coconut oil. This is an almond oil container, but anyway, I put, some oil on my hair and I proceeded to kind of squeeze and work it in. At that point, I would pinch my hair, like a section of hair like this, where the tangle was, I would pinch it. And I was literally, this is why it took me 6 hours, I was pulling it out strand by strand. Strand by strand. And then I would reach a point where it would only be 2 or 3 hairs, let's say, left. And I would be able to feel the shed hair that was tangled in it. So I would try to loosen up the shed hair by kind of working the knot a little bit. If I couldn't loosen the shed hair, I'd get as many of the single strands out as possible. And at the point that it was just a knot, I would snip. And so that's how I detangled my hair. And then, of course, after a section was detangled, I would 2-strand twist the section and kind of have it out of the way. So the process I just showed you was painstaking and it took a long time, but I really didn't lose as much hair as I would have if I had been hasty. So that's really it in a nutshell. My detangling process was very simple. Just a mist with the rosemary water and then just taking the time to pull it all apart, and then I did it in sections and 2-strand twisted until I was finished. So now I have a question for you. What method do you usually use to detangle your hair? There's so many methods out there, and I always like to learn from you guys because sometimes I can find bits and pieces from the information and I improve the process that I use. So definitely share if you have some insight on the best way to detangle your 4C hair, your type 4 hair. I'd love to see that in the comments below. Hey guys, just a quick note. So this is not my regular detangling process. I do this only when my hair is extremely tangled. My regular routine is to detangle during my pre-poo, and then my hair is 2-strand twisted and I hop into the shower with it in twists and it doesn't get tangled again because I keep it stretched. And before I let you guys go, I just want to encourage you, if you haven't read this book, to check it out. She's not a tracheologist, but she has extensive background with hair. She's studied at Stanford University and kind of pulled this research together in order to do this book. And she really did a great job. So if you're looking for processes and ways to better understand your hair, I think this is a great book that's worth your time. It's your girl, 4C Hair Chick. I truly appreciate you checking out this channel. If you have any questions, comments, concerns, I'm an open book. I appreciate constructive feedback, and this is a community. We're all here to learn, grow, and share. So I'll catch you on the next video. I am outro.